Hot off the press, big news coming out of Snowflake with the release of the Data Trends 2024 report. The report analyzes usage data across Snowflake's over 9,000 users and the dynamic Streamlit developer community, revealing key trends in metrics. To explore the report's findings, I'm delighted to be joined with Christian Kleinerman, EVP of Product Management at Snowflake. Christian, such a pleasure to have you back on Data Cloud Now.
Always happy to be here with you.
Christian, I dug into the report and there's a lot of interesting insights here. Can you walk us through 2 to 3 key takeaways?
Yeah, there's a lot that we can see from customers' behavior and how they're leveraging Snowflake. Lots of interesting trends came up. Maybe I would highlight the rise of usage of unstructured data. We've all known 90+% of the world's data is unstructured. Companies have not yet figured out how to best or maximally tap those resources on how many queries and tasks are being operated on unstructured data. The other thing that is obviously an important trend is around applications. We see through the usage of Streamlit, which is open source Python-based framework for building data experiences and data products. And the numbers are amazing, especially in the context of generative AI and LLMs. We saw over 20,000 developers creating over 30,000 LLM-powered apps. And that means that organizations and developers are mobilized to go and generate more value and richer experiences out of their data.
Thank you, Christian. Python usage grew by more than 500% in the last fiscal year, according to the report. How does this open new doors for Gen AI use cases?
Yeah, Python has definitely emerged as the winning language for data programming. I think SQL will forever hold a spot in the role of analytics and getting value out of data. But if you want to do more advanced, more programmatic type of analysis, Python has just risen above everything else there. You see pretty much every framework that does analytics, machine learning, AI, they all come with a Python API. And from a Snowflake perspective, what we are most excited is we've embraced SQL obviously for a very long time, since our early days, but also Python is now a first-class language in Snowflake. We are delivering not only Snowpark, which is how you host Python securely, because one thing is to host Python, the other thing is to do it securely, but also Python APIs so that for data scientists, data engineers that choose to use Python as their preferred programming language, they can leverage the full power of Snowflake.
Thank you for that perspective, Christian. The report also notes that enterprises are getting more fine-grained about their data governance. Why is this so imperative in a Gen AI world?
There are 2 very interesting trends that are at odds with each other. One of them is the democratization of data. How do I get everyone in my organization to be able to leverage data to make better decisions? The other one is governance. Regulation is on the rise. The concerns around privacy and security are on the rise. And you have to have sort of like the best of both of these 2 trends. You want everyone to have access to data, but they should only have access to the data that they need. And that leads to all these fine-grained controls. We see technologies like data masking, row-level filtering, tagging and annotations of data in Snowflake up and to the right, steep and up to the right. Because of that, we want to enable access to data, but also with governance and controls. And of course, generative AI is a trend that will just amplify the first trend, the democratization and access to data, but it has to be done with security and privacy in mind.
Thank you, Christian. Before we wrap, as we look towards the future, what can enterprises do now to accelerate their open Gen AI adoption, and how do LLM-powered apps play a key role in this?
Yeah, we've said it many times, and I'll repeat it, that there is no AI strategy without a data strategy. And that is our general recommendation. We just talked about access to data and governance of data. The same is true with Gen AI. How do you make sure that you have a clean and correct data model? How you have a way to reason around your data? I like to use the analogy of get your best analyst in the organization and ask him or her to answer an analytics question. If that individual struggles because I don't know where the data is, I don't know which one is a single version of the truth, then there is little hope for AI to be better than what you have. So a strong data foundation matters a lot. But the other thing that we strongly believe in is the notion of bringing the computation, or the AI in this case, closer to the data, so the data doesn't have to be copied. So you don't have to reinvent or resynchronize things like permissions and access controls and security and all the other policies. A lot of what we've been doing at Snowflake around hosting containers securely through Snowpark Container Services, or hosting Python through Snowpark, or hosting language models through Cortex is about bringing that AI capability closer to the data so that organizations can leverage and get more value of Gen AI and their data, but without having to reinvent the governance wheel.
Christian, always a pleasure having you on Data Cloud Now. Congratulations on the release of the report.
Thanks to you, Ryan. Great to see you.
And for the audience watching, I'm Ryan Green, and this is Data Cloud Now.